Dear followers, dear friends, I'm coming back. I'm a retired Associate Professor Eugene Sanzabiga, partner to Forever Living Products, Senior Manager level, and Senior Ego Manager qualified for 2024. The topic of today is to know if a food supplement is a medicine, because some might have some confusions about that, and it is so important to respond to this question. The presentation of today is divided into 4 parts. Of course, first of all, an introduction, then we'll talk about the U.S. Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, which regulates all things pertaining to food supplements in that country, as a reference, just as a reference. 2, we'll talk about the Directive 2002/46 EC of the European Parliament and the Council on the approximations of laws of member states relating to food supplements, again as a reference. In part 3, we'll talk about the Forever Living Products Company policy and the Code of Professional Conduct. And specifically, we'll talk about prohibited activities, where we'll talk about this issue of confusing for some food supplements and drugs or medicines. And then we'll have a conclusion. I would like to quote someone whom we might know, Salmanson Karen, in her book entitled Life is Long, which was published in 2021. In this book, she's saying that eating healthy food fills your body with energy and nutrients. Imagine your cells smiling back at you, saying, "Thank you." As you know, a balanced nutrition promotes a good health. That is what she's saying. And then, if your cells are well nourished, they will smile at you and say thank you. There is a quote which is erroneously attributed to Hippocrates, who is the founder of the Western medicine. And that quote started to emerge from 1926 onwards, and really started to get popular in the 70s, though it doesn't appear in his Corpus Hippocraticum, which is the treatise about his science. But without going into any polemics, we used to say that we should let our food be our medicine, and this is important. Of course, we must get off the beaten track, as we say. In fact, there is a tendency to think that our body needs necessarily drugs in order to feel better. Nevertheless, according to Dr. Yann Rougier, I'll talk about him later on in details. Since the creation of the mankind, the first of all the medicines is the body's medicine. Meaning, when there is a deep wound, for instance, or too much pollution, or too much bacteria in your body, the man's medicine takes over but it doesn't exclude the self-healing capacity of the body, which is linked to the cell's life. And we have talked about nourishing our cells. This capacity, of course, comes from our diet, not from medicines or drugs. In its preamble, the Directive 2002/46 EC, I've talked about earlier, says in paragraph 3 that an adequate and varied diet could, under normal circumstances, provide all necessary nutrients for normal development and maintenance of a healthy life in the quantities which meet those established and recommended by generally acceptable scientific data. However, surveys show that this ideal situation is not being achieved for all nutrients and by all groups of the population across the community. And this is the whole essence of the concept of food supplement. And we'll come back to this because we must supply something more than what we get from our normal diet. As a reference, I would like to talk about the USA Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, DSHEA. This act consists of regulations which have been set up by the Congress in 1994, and it defines the term dietary supplement. In Europe, they will rather talk about food supplement, but it is the same thing. A dietary supplement in the Act is a product intended for ingestion. Very important, intended for ingestion. That, among other requirements, contains a dietary ingredient or ingredients intended to supplement the diet. Very important. And the term dietary ingredient includes vitamins and minerals, herbs and other botanicals, amino acids, dietary substances that are part of the food supply, such as enzymes and live microbials, commonly referred to as probiotics. It will include also the dietary ingredient might include also what we call concentrates or metabolites, meaning substances formed in or for metabolism. It may include also constituents, food constituents, meaning substances that provide the nourishment essential for the maintenance of life and for growth. And these might include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, fibers, and even water. Dietary ingredient might refer also to what we call extracts, for instance, extracts from herbs. And lastly, it should include combinations of any dietary ingredients from the preceding categories. In general, there are two types of ingredients that may be used in dietary supplements. And we'll come back to this. Dietary supplements are products, as you have said, that are ingested. Very, very important. Specifically, they must be swallowed. They enter into your digestive system. So, according to this, topical products, meaning those, for instance, you apply on the skin, or those inhaled products, should not be considered as supplements. Meaning, dietary supplements may be found in many forms, such as pills, tablets, capsules, gummies, soft gels, liquids, and even powders. And you have some samples here in front of me. Of course, they can also be in the same form as the conventional food category, such as teas or bars, but only if the product is not represented as a conventional food or as a sole item of a meal or the diet. In general, the dietary supplement definition excludes ingredients that are approved as new drugs, very important, or licensed as biologics, or authorized for clinical investigation under an investigational new drug application. This is very important. There is also a question which is frequently asked: should I check with my doctor or health care provider before using dietary supplements? Of course, if you can, you should do it. It is not forbidden. And let me say that even FDA, Food and Drug Authority in the US, advises consumers, according to this act, to talk to their doctor or their pharmacist or any other healthcare professionals, before deciding to purchase or using dietary supplements, because some might interact with medicines or other supplements, but these are very rare cases. What are the informations which should be disclosed by the manufacturer on the label of a dietary supplement? Because it is important also. People should be informed on what they are taking. First of all, they must put the name, put the statement that it is a dietary supplement or an equivalent term replacing dietary with the name or type of dietary ingredient in the product. Example, iron supplement, herbal supplement, and so on. 3, they must put also the name and the place of business of the manufacturer, the packer, or the distributor. The nutritional labeling in the form of a supplement facts panel, or what we might call nutritional facts. And this is the expression used in the Forever Living products catalogs. And they must indicate also the list of the other ingredients not declared in the nutritional facts. And lastly, they must put the net quantity of the contents. How consumers can be informed because we have so many companies selling dietary supplements or food supplements, and people might be confused. For instance, since we are talking about the US Supplement Act, they will have a portal from the Food and Drug Authority called Information for Consumers on Using a Dietary Supplement. In Rwanda, for those who are in Rwanda, I imagine the same thing should exist, since we have, as I have noticed in my documentation, that there are 32 companies registered in Rwanda FDA, meaning selling food supplements. So people should be allowed to get necessary information about what they want to consume. Another question, and it is directly related to the question you have asked at the beginning: is it legal to market a dietary supplement or a food supplement to treat, to prevent, or to cure a specific disease? I'm responding very early because we'll come back to this in length, but let me say already that it is no. A product sold as a dietary supplement and represented explicitly or implicitly for treatment, prevention, cure of a specific disease or a class of diseases meets the definition of a drug or a medicine, not a food supplement. And this is subject to regulations as a drug, not a food supplement or a dietary supplement. Let us look at the Directive 2002/46/EC of the European Parliament and of the Council on the approximation of the laws of the member states relating to food supplements. This directive says in its Article 2, Paragraph A, I'm quoting, "For the purpose of this directive, food supplements means foodstuffs, the purpose of which is to supplement the normal diet, and which are concentrated sources of nutrients or other substances with a nutritional or psychological effect, alone or in combination, marketed in those forms, namely forms such as capsules, pastilles, tablets, pills, or other similar forms, sachet of powder, ampoules or liquids, drops, dispensing bottles, and other similar forms of liquids and powders designed to be taken in measured small units quantities." And I will emphasize on certain things. Foodstuffs, meaning food, not drugs. They come to supplement the normal diet, because sometimes you might think that we eat appropriately, but our diet is lacking some ingredients, and they are concentrated sources of nutrients, meaning if they are concentrated, you must have also doses, and it is stipulated here. They have doses, and they must be considered as foods. Another thing I would like to emphasize on is the fact that they are taken in measured unit quantities. Why? because, as I have said above, they are concentrated and they must have a dose. Then those are very small doses, so as you can't have any overdose. That is the reason why they are taken in small unity quantities. This directive has come into force on 1st August 2005 in the whole European community. But of course, it has been amended almost every 2 years, meaning 2006, 2008, 2009, 11, 14, 15, 17, 21, and it has even been amended twice this year, meaning 2024. First of all, on 17th January, and then on 27 June this year. In Article 2, Paragraph B, the nutrients you have talked about in Paragraph 1 means, the term nutrients means the following substances: vitamins and minerals. And which are those vitamins? Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, vitamin B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B9, B12, H, and C. What about minerals? We have calcium, magnesium, iron, copper, iodine, zinc, manganese, sodium, potassium, selenium, chromium, molybdenum, fluoride, chloride, phosphorus, boron, and silicon. What is the scope of this directive? It is governing the use of vitamins and minerals in food supplements. As the use of other ingredients in supplements in the EU market is not covered by this directive, member states are allowed to adopt national rules or regulations determining what might be added in on the list for the use in supplements in addition to vitamins and minerals. And note that the European Commission in 2008 has stated that given the wide diversity of practices across the EU community or member states, developing EU legislation on other substances used in supplements is not feasible, meaning it is their choice, because as you have seen it for the US framework, they talk about more than vitamins and minerals. This is a choice for the European community. What is put in labeling and advertising when we market food supplements, or when manufacturers market their foods supplements, they must not claim that supplements prevent, treat, diagnose, or cure a human disease. I repeat, manufacturers must not claim that supplements prevent, treat, cure, can add, diagnose a human disease. In addition, they must include the name of nutrients or substances that characterize the product, the portion of the product recommended for daily intake consumption, warning not to exceed the stated recommended daily dose, statement that supplements should not be used as a substitute for a varied diet. A statement that supplements should be stored out of reach of young children because their bodies might not be ready to receive some of those supplements. In the preamble, in paragraph 15, it is clearly stated that food supplements are purchased by consumers for supplementing, not replacing, supplementing intakes from their normal diet. At this juncture, I would like to talk about the framework of Forever Living products. That is the company policy of this company and the code of professional conduct. I'm referring to specifically chapter 16 on prohibited activities, and more specifically on article 16, but paragraph N, which is talking about making product claims. And I'm quoting, FBOs, it means forever business owners. Forever business owners may not, you should perhaps put must not or should not, may not make any representation explicitly or by implication that forever product can prevent, diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or any medical condition. Forever products that are intended to be ingested into the body are purely nutritional and or nutritional supplements and are therefore regulated throughout the world as food. I continue. Forever products that are intended to be used on the body, meaning externally, are regulated throughout the world as cosmetics, not food supplements. Forever does not produce or distribute any products that are to be considered or described as a medicine, a treatment, or a cure. I repeat, Forever does not produce or distribute any products that are to be considered or described as a medicine, a treatment, or a cure. And our question is almost already answered. And I would like to conclude by referring to someone I like too much. That is Dr. Yann Rougier, who is a medical doctor, but he is also known for having been founding member of the Institute for Applied Neuronutrition and Neuroscience, and also Wealth and Mind Fund. He is also known to be a consultant to Acti Nutrition Laboratories, which are very known. He is also mentor coach for so many high sports people in the area of tennis and even Formula One, national teams and football clubs, for instance, for Arsenal and AS Monaco. But he is also author of so many books. I will not go into details. And he is saying that I'm trying to translate what he has said in French. We cannot compare a medicine or a drug and a food supplement with regard to their scopes and their efficacy purposes. The only similarity is their external appearance or presentation, meaning their galenic, which might be the same. Because a bottle where you have drugs might resemble to a bottle where you have food supplements. And you have some examples in front of me. Now, what is a medicine, as he is saying? A medicine is a molecule obtained from research. It is purified, it is targeted, it is identified, and it gives an order to the body to be cured from a disease or feel better. It will fight against symptoms of that disease, and then the body will respond to that order and obey to it. And by doing so, the medicine will develop side effects. But if the side effects are well identified or circumscribed, the benefits, of course, of the medicine are greatly superior or higher. How does he define a food supplement? Very interesting. A food supplement proposes a nutritional molecules, meaning vitamins, oligo elements, enzymes, minerals, amino acid, and so on. The body will draw or will take from those molecules according to its deficiencies, or let me say its needs, in order to rebalance itself, not to cure any disease, to rebalance itself in its functioning. It doesn't give any order. It doesn't give any order, while a medicine gives an order to the body. There are no side effects when you take food supplements. The benefit of a food supplement is simply to rebalance your cellular and organic ground. And dear friends, dear followers, I think you have already answered our question. A food supplement doesn't prevent, doesn't diagnose, doesn't cure or treat any disease. It simply rebalances your body because it might lack some nutrients like vitamins, oligo elements, enzymes, amino acids, minerals, but it is not meant to cure any disease. Of course, when it rebalances itself, you are feeling better. You are feeling as someone else, and that's it. Meaning, let us not confuse medicines and food supplements, and things are so clearly stated in what you have said so far, and I'm very happy to have had discussion with you. If you have some suggestions on what I could add, please don't hesitate, and I'd like to ask you to comment just after this video, or call me, and you should also subscribe, share, so as people who have not had a chance to hear me or to watch me can have this information. And I thank you so much, and I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you so much.